All right, Kurt, how long has it been since you were in college?
Oh, that's a mean question, Ben. Come on. I mean,
You
that's
gotta answer it,
embarrassing.
though.
Okay, let's just say first off, I had hair back when I was at the University of Iowa, and
Long time
secondly,
ago.
Kurt Cobain was still alive and performing music. How about that? Yeah,
Well,
long time.
that really ages you right there. So,
Oh, thanks a
but
lot.
honestly, it's been too long for me too. I started in 2004 and I graduated with my undergrad in 2008 and then again in 2009 with my graduate degree. So it's been a while for me too. And even back then, when I look back, I realized that college was just completely full of distractions, right? When I was there, Facebook had just launched, and it wasn't even remotely the refined cognitive distraction machine that it's become today. We didn't have TikTok, we didn't have Instagram. I didn't even have a smartphone yet when I finished my master's. I didn't get that until I think the year after I graduated potentially. So it's been a little while.
Okay, so I didn't have a cell phone, so there you go. So come on, there we had landlines. That was it. There was Facebook wasn't even a thing. It was lucky enough to have email back then. I don't even
Did they
think
at
we
least have
did.
the buttons, or did you have to actually rotate the dial on the phone?
Actually, you just had the one piece and the phone on the wall, and you just clicked and operator connected you. Yeah,
Yeah.
no. So, and the fascinating part about that, Ben, is, yeah, even though we didn't have all these distractions, we still somehow managed to procrastinate, to put things off, and to not necessarily be 100% focused. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, that's just human nature, right?
yeah.
When I think back at my time at Wentworth University in Boston, I remember how hard it was to build structure and stay focused as an 18-year-old just suddenly out on my own, right? I had to feed myself, I had to study, I had to get sleep, I had to make friends, and somehow also try not to set the dorm on fire while using the hot pot.
Okay, I okay, alright, there you go. Yeah, and you think about that, that was before students were blasted with unrealistic expectations, expectations from influencers, 100 times a day. We had envy, yeah, but it wasn't being algorithmically pumped into our brains every minute of every hour. It was a different time.
Yeah, yeah, and, with that in mind, today's students aren't just distracted, they're overwhelmed, right? They have all
Yeah.
of those things you just mentioned coming at them 24 hours a day, more time online than ever. Um, and most of it's entertainment, not skill building, right? Not even entertainment, right? It's brain rot, as they say. And it's not because students are doing something wrong, but that's the way the environment has been designed around them, and that's the environment that they've been put into, right? So it's not their fault. They've been put into this challenging situation.
Yeah, exactly. When distractions are just one tap away, focus is something that you have to train your brain about, right? It's not something that we just magically, automatically have just because we're 18 or 19 and off at university. No.
Exactly, and seeing that is when a light bulb went off for us, and that's when we decided to create, the student edition of our best-selling Brain Shift journal. It's a
Yeah.
college-focused version of that, and it's a semester-based guided tool that actually helps students build routines, manage their time, and pursue academic and personal growth with intention, something that's really needed today.
Yeah, and honestly, it's a journal I wish I had back in college, something that would have helped me carve out some structure instead of just hoping that my brain would somehow figure it all out. I needed that, like, "Hey, here's a tool I can use to just help me through all of this."
Yeah, same here. It would have been super helpful for me 20 years ago. And as with all of our products and everything that we do, the research really backs this one up.
That's
According to a
true.
study from Dominican University of California, 92% of students believe that goal setting is important, but only get this 33% actually write their goals down. And we know that writing goals down is a huge step towards adhering to them, right?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, when you look at it, I think there's some really good stats around that too, that students who do write their goals down, are much more likely to achieve them. I think that was Dr. Gail Matthew, who pointed that out from Forbes, right? And I think that's a stat that just blows people's minds every time we talk about that. When we share that with people, they go, "Really? 33%? Only 33% write it down?" And that probably is in a intro to college course, and then they never think about it again. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, that stat really blows our minds, and it tells us something simple. It's basically that most students have goals. I mean, humans have goals, right? We all do. But very few actually build a system or have the tools to help them build a system that gives them the opportunity to follow through on those goals.
Yeah, and again, it's this gap between intention and action, that intention-action gap that we've talked about with behavioral science, right? And that's exactly where Brain Shift, the college edition, really comes in place. It gives students a structure, gives them weekly priorities, guided journaling prompts that we use, gratitude practices to help them feel grounded, right? Progress reflections, daily prompts, all of it is designed by the great behavioral scientists here at Behavior Shift, so,
And this isn't just about academics either. It's
no.
about helping students navigate a massive life transition with clarity and confidence, something that's really, really needed. And that's why we've been partnering with universities to create student welcome packages, student success programs, leadership development, you name it.
Yeah, and students love it because it supports everything from academic success, how am I doing academically, to creating positive social connections, helping create better career opportunities for them, setting themselves up for success in the long run, personal growth. There's aspects of this that's not just about, "Hey, how am I doing academically?" but how am I growing as an individual, right? It's about joy and happiness, discovering what are those things that are going to do that and making sure I'm doing those to help with mental and physical wellness, right? I mean, anxiety and stress is so high, and this isn't a cure all for that, but it does help. It provides tips and tools and actions that students can take to really just ground themselves in this, and that is key.
Absolutely. And I'm going to quote another study here. In the Journal of College Student Retention, they noted that only 1 in 4 students actually sticks to their long term goals. And that's not because they aren't capable. Every one of them is capable. It's because of the distractions, the shifting priorities, and the lack of accountability that really make it difficult. So having an accountability tool that allows you to create that journey for yourself really can change that.
Yeah. And what we see is that when students have these tools that promote reflection, promote planning, help increase personal accountability, motivation and time management improve. They improve dramatically. In fact, 76% of students who set specific academic goals report higher motivation and better time management. And again, according to the American Psychology Association, that is key. Okay, enough of the stats. Enough of the stats. We've killed the stats here. But what's inside the BrainShift College Success Edition, Ben? Help us run us through that.
We designed this over the course of a semester, and the journal really walks students through improving studying habits, defining semester priorities, setting and achieving academic goals. It helps them understand their behaviors so they can actually understand why they're doing things and how to change. We do gratitude practices, and I want to mention that these gratitude practices are a little different than the standard ones. Kurt, you shared with me recently a article about how we're getting gratitude wrong, and that's because we've been using it as a tool that we can't necessarily stay on top of. So we make sure that our gratitudes change every day so that you're finding meaning in things that you might not be looking for otherwise, right? And it removes the
Exactly.
guilt of the gratitude practice. We include reflection checkpoints and then some inspiring quotes that actually feel relevant to the moment that these students are in and try not to be cliche, right? These are things that hopefully they can take something away from and apply it to their lives.
Yeah. It's not just a planner, it's a success toolkit. It's a way to help students build really successful habits, to help them focus in on the important things, and to follow through and carry them out, not just through college, but also the rest of their lives. Now, it's designed for those college students, and it's designed for where they're at and what is important for them, but it's a really powerful tool to help them not only just deal with college, but to thrive in college.
Yeah, and I mean, let's be honest, college is an incredible time, but it's also it's a chaotic one, right? In an era with more distraction than ever, Students really need help with that structure. They need clarity. And tools like this will help them overcome and stay connected to who they truly want to become, and give them the opportunity.
Yeah, the Brain Shift Journal, the College Success Edition does exactly that. And if you're a parent of a student or a student yourself, this is the moment to invest in a tool to help, not just academically. And I think that's the important thing. It's
Mhm.
not just about getting better grades, it's about having a better college experience emotionally, socially, academically, career wise. All of these things come into play. And now is the time, it's the time that you can invest in a very simple tool that can help you achieve all those things.
Exactly. Having the right tool really can change your outcomes. And this one is built specifically to help do that. It's one we're really passionate about, and we can't wait to see in the hands of every college student out there.
That would be great. Every college student needs a College Success Edition.
I agree.